The Tao of Self-Confidence, episode 466. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. Well, hello, friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap-Chan, and today I have a phenomenal lady on the show today. She is a model, a blogger, and a host, and I'm just really excited to have her on and share her story with us today. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Anja-Vanessa Peter. Anja, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to our listeners.
Hi Sheena, thanks for having me. My name is Anja and I'm a Filipina-German who was born in Saudi Arabia and raised in Germany. And currently I'm actually taking up my online master's in organization and communication at a German university. Before that, I used to be a professional tennis player, so I played like SEA Games and Fed Cups for the Philippines back in 2005. And I also played college tennis for the University of Hawai'i in 2008 and 2009. But as of now, I'm based in the Philippines where I'm working as a model, blogger, and host. I used to do pageants too, so back in 2015 I joined a Filipino pageant called Binibining Pilipinas. It's like Miss Universe Philippines, and I made it to the top 15, and that same year I also became Miss Universe Germany first runner-up, and right now I'm Miss Supranational Germany.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And Anja, what'd be your favorite self-confidence quote?
So currently my favorite self-confidence quote is, avoid negative people at all costs. They're the greatest destroyers of self-confidence and self-esteem.
Thanks for sharing that great quote. And, I always believe who you surround yourself with is really important. It can help you, or it can make you or break you, right? So you always want to surround yourself with people who can lift you up. So thanks for sharing that. And, in your own words, how do you define self-confidence?
I think, personally speaking, self-confidence is something like being secure about who you are and your abilities. So self-confident people, they know their worth and they would never settle for less. And they also know when to let go of people or things that cause negativity and self-doubt.
Thanks for sharing that definition. I totally agree with what you mentioned. Especially learning to let go of things that just don't serve you anymore. I know sometimes it may be difficult at times, but once you do let go, it's just like you just feel more lighter and you feel better, and then you have that confidence to keep on going. So thanks for sharing that. And Anja, what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
Okay, so before I moved to the Philippines, I was actually living a very corporate kind of life back in Germany, and that's why I was always really afraid of stepping out of my comfort zone to pursue my dreams. Because you know how it is, you don't know what's going to happen in the future, and just the thought of the unknown can be very scary. So in the past, I'd rather play it safe than taking any risks. Also, I was very concerned what others might think about me, because I joined a pageant here in the Philippines, but back in Germany, people, they're like, you're joining a pageant, really? So I was kind of afraid of that. Besides that, I was also afraid of I would let toxic people into my life and influence me in a negative way. So in a way, I'd actually feel stuck and kind of lost.
Thanks for sharing that. And I think that's something, most people feel, especially, the fear of the unknown, right? We're so afraid that if we let go of something that we've been, comfortable with, the unknown is the biggest, scariest thing in the world. And we all go through it. I've gone through it. And a lot of people don't realize the unknown is the best thing that can happen to you, because then, you have the freedom to see what your future is like, right? You can start, going after things that you want, go after your dreams, live the life on your terms. And what was that point in your life when you realized, you were, more than enough to go out there and do what you're doing today? What was that aha moment that brought your self-confidence up?
For me, my aha moment was when I was at church and then the pastor preached about letting go of anything or anyone toxic in your life that brings you down. And actually his preaching made me really cry, because I realized at the end of the day, you're in charge of your own life and on how you deal and react to things happening to you. So if you're really not happy with a situation, go ahead and change it. Just don't be afraid to let go and move on and do whatever makes you more fulfilled in life.
Thanks for sharing that. And it's so true, right? Because, there's always going to be challenges and obstacles that we go through in life, right? And that's something we just can't control. But the things we can control is how, like you mentioned, how I react to it. If we fall down, we get back up. If we fall down again, we get back up. And you just keep on getting back up until you reach that dream you're pursuing or the life that you want to live. And, because of that realization, what's your life been like now?
Well, I have to admit, I'm definitely not where I want to be when it comes to my own self-confidence. So I still think I'm like a work in progress, but just being more confident helped me perform better. And I've kind of stopped comparing myself with others and just focused on myself. For example, as a model, when you go to castings, you sometimes can't help but compare yourself with others and just you would be like, oh, she looks skinnier than me, or maybe she's prettier, or she looks younger. And sometimes when you go to castings, of course, you don't have the guarantee that you'll actually get the job. So you kind of have to get used to being rejected a lot, but that could actually affect your self-esteem a lot. Knowing your worth actually helped me deal with those situations way easier.
Thanks for sharing that. And, as women, we're so great at comparing ourselves to other people, right? Not knowing we are just more than enough just being ourselves, being our authentic selves. And the more we can be our authentic selves, the more we can start attracting the right things in our life. So thanks for sharing that. And, Anja, to the woman who's listening to your episode, she may be going through a similar journey in self-confidence. And what would be that one tip you would give to her if she's listening to your episode?
I would tell her, because I actually believe the best way to gain more confidence is to stop having negative thoughts. A positive mindset can actually make a huge difference, and you'll start focusing more on the good things you got going in your own life. So I would tell that woman, sometimes just take a quick break once in a while and maybe write things down or visualize what you appreciate about yourself. It's actually a good reminder to boost your ego a little, and it also helps you to develop a habit of positive thinking.
Thanks for sharing that great tip. And, I always say if you're thinking negative thoughts, it takes so quickly to just change it, right? It's like if you have a negative thought, what would be the opposite of it? A happy thought. And, the more we can practice our minds to switch that, the better we can get at it and keep, thinking positive thoughts and start attracting the right things, because our mind can't tell the difference between what's good and what's bad. So the more we can train our brain, the better we can be at it and the more confidence we can have. So thanks for sharing that great tip.
And to connect with Anja, you can reach her at her Instagram, which is Anja-V Peter, and you can also check out her blog, which is anjavpeter.com, where she talks about fashion, fitness, and travel.
And to our listeners, if you want to connect with Anja, you can also head on over to the taoofselfconfidence.com and search for Anja's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else that we talked about. And I just want to thank Anja for taking the time to share her story with us and tips on self-confidence. So thank you so much, Anja.
Thanks for having me, Sheena.
Not a problem. It was an honor having you on the show. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of the Tao of Self-Confidence. Get your free self-talk tape for building self-confidence by visiting our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.